Checking out very bright light. It's just appeared there. So just moved right down off the mirror towards the little village of Haslingden, and that. Very bright light on top of the mirrors. I can only see that through this camera, guys. I can't see it. I can't see that with the eyes. I can't see that at all. It's like, you can see there, one light, two lights coming on again. You've got that white light centre screen now, just to the left, which has moved over. Like purpley coloured lights, but Sionyx doesn't show true colours. Very odd. I feel there's people out there with night vision equipment, and this camera, as with them buildings, is picking up their IR lights. I'm going to move down the mirror a bit, so I honestly feel like I'm being watched. So I'm going to move down a bit, guys. Let's get this IR light on, see what the difference that makes. Just focus it in a little, that's better. So if anyone's watching me, I can watch them. And when you're on your own, you don't want to be spinning this camera on and see somebody stood there looking at you. Got two lights there, sheep. Just checking with the IR light over the direction where I feel I'm being watched from. You can probably see my IR light now. Okay. They've gone anywhere. Okay guys, how is everyone? Following on from the last video back over the Haslingden moors in Lancashire, UK. So many sightings of strange unexplained lights around here. I filmed quite a lot over the last few days. I know some of the farmers, they've seen some very strange lights over these areas in these skies. They have filmed them, got them on iPhone, so it doesn't really pick much up. You need some better equipment. I'm using the Sionyx tonight. And also I'm back to the same spot I was around the other night. I wanted to check out the same spot of those mirrors where, remember, I was showing you the IR lights on the farmhouses over there. There's only one on, there was two on the other night, and there was a light right centre field, very bright. I can see a bit of a light there, just to rule anything out. I'll check out the other video, I think that's in the same spot, but there was a bright light appeared on the ground. I hadn't noticed it before. I don't know whether it was a farmer checking me out with his torch or IR light or something else, but there's something there. So while I'm waiting for these skies to clear, hopefully they will do get yourself subscribed to the channel. Got new equipment, Sionyx, excellent night vision camera for filming up there in the skies. The P1000 is absolutely brilliant for zooming into objects, especially the moon, absolutely fantastic. Get yourself subscribed, guys. Leave me a comment, I'll always reply. If you had any sightings, leave them in the comments, because that quite often gets good conversation going. I always read the comments, it's great to see what people see. So there's the town of Rising Bridge below me. I'm going to walk further up onto these mirrors in a minute, but as you can see, there's a plane going over there. As you can see, the skies, I mean, you got some clear patches, but not the clearest conditions, guys. Look, got the IR light on at the minute, so then little lights flickering by are just moths, flies, things like that. I'll have a walk up these mirrors, let's hope they clear up a bit more. It's not really supposed to, but like I said, you don't need crystal clear skies to get things on camera. So there we go, just before I start walking up onto these mirrors from this village called Rising Bridge. You see over the hills in the background there, they are high remote mirrors, very bright light. So many of these lights being reported. Now it is worth noting we are about 20 to 25 miles from Manchester Airport, so you get planes coming in with the landing lights on, but with planes you can see the aviation lights. So far I see no aviation lights. With this I keep my eye on it, I carry on and I look around the sky and see what happens. I'll just keep the camera on actually, guys, because so many reports of lights like this shooting upwards, changing direction, of the farmers over here who have texted me, emailed me, because I know quite a few of them. They have recorded, well, a couple of them have recorded on their iPhones, but as you know, the iPhone, especially in the dark, is absolutely no good. It's moving in a steady pattern, and I think, there we go, you got your aviation light, so that's a plane, so it's easily able to fool some people. And it has fooled me a couple of times, lights like that, especially if they're coming in towards you with their landing lights on. Looks like they're stationary and not moving. Oh, there we go, airplane. So if you're interested in this subject, guys, I'm going to be out many nights at Skywatching. Get yourself subscribed, leave me a comment, like the videos, I'll always reply. Yeah, so it's a community, it's not all about numbers, it's about people telling the stories. Read the comments of the videos, so many people have told what they've seen. Not everybody films them, these things happen quick, we've just got stories to tell, so do check that out. Do subscribe to the channel, like I said, I'm going to be out most nights. Unfortunately, over the UK, it's been very cloudy and rainy for the last month, to be honest with you. Crazy weather, and when I have managed to get some clear skies, it's been very hazy. Same again tonight, so we're not picking up the brightest footage, the brightest stars, the brightest satellites, or the brightest anything else moving over there. The footage will be a lot clearer and brighter when these skies really do clear up and you get that crystal clear sky, especially in winter. Bright constellations up there, pitch black skies. I'm going down to Wales soon. Some of the skies down there really are remote areas, and some of the skies are so dark you can see the Milky Way, you can see absolutely thousands of stars with the naked eye. So I can't wait to get this camera down there. I'm off down there in a couple of weeks. At the minute, milky skies again, cloudy-ish skies, but it was the other night when I filmed that light, that orb, whatever it was, rising, going into the clouds. It wasn't no plane, no aviation lights. I checked the flight apps, checked the satellite apps, even though I knew it weren't no satellite. Definitely wasn't a lantern, it was bright white, there were no flickering, no flame, so I'm ruling that out straight away. Unfortunately, we got some clear patches, but we want them dark, clear skies, which we're not getting at the moment, but I'm still coming out every night, guys. It's great. So you can see at the minute, quite a bit of cloud cover. Is what it is. Hopefully it'll clear up a bit. On centre screen there, you'll see a bluish light. Now that's fooled many people, because it is right up on the hill next to the motorway, and it's quite a big structure, and it's lit up with this neon blue at night time, and many people have reported a landed UFO. It's in fact a sculpture of a disc shaped object on these mirrors, because there's so many sightings around here. It is a sculpture, some modern art. Very impressive, and I will take a visit up there and do some sky watching from that area in a video not too distant in the future. I just want these skies to clear. So as you can see over there, there's a light in the last video which I hadn't noticed, and I don't think it was on because I was looking in that direction. It's there again, so it's definitely something explainable, because it wasn't there and it just appeared. That's private farmers' land. As you can see, they've got IR lights on, so I can't go walking over because they can see me. And I actually thought, is it a farmer who's come out looking back at me with their light? But whatever it is, that's explained. You can see, not looking good. A lot of cloud cover at the moment, but I have learnt to keep the camera on record all the time, because a magnificent shooting star, or a fireball, a real fireball, went across the sky, and I was absolutely amazed by it through this camera. I thought, that is brilliant, people are going to love to see that. Then I realised I hadn't pressed record. Lesson learnt: if you're ever out sky watching, really do have record going, because most things you're going to film are just going to happen in that second, and you need to be recording, otherwise you're going to miss them. Definitely a lesson learnt. Alright, so it's clearing up a bit now. Nowhere near dark, still got a pale blue sky. At least it's clearing up. So you can probably see there's still quite a bit of wispy cloud up there. It's not the jet black skies you can get, especially in winter, and lovely bright constellations. Can't wait for winter when you get them really jet black skies on them crisp, freezing nights. But it's, like I said, a lot better than it has been. So like I mentioned, I'll be down Wales in a few days time, and the skies on there so, even in summer, so dark, so many stars can be seen. You see the Milky Way, so it'll be interesting to see how this camera works there. Not the two lights on the ground. I thought they were IR lights, like someone's about with IR. Now I pointed my camera at them and they've gone out, so maybe they're watching me. What about that? See, one's come back on. Yeah, definitely being watched, but by humans, I think, guys. You see there, one light, two lights coming on again. You've got that white light centre screen now, just to the left, which has moved over, like purpley coloured lights, but Sionyx doesn't show true colours. Very odd. I feel there's people out there with night vision equipment, and this camera, as with them buildings, it's picking up their IR lights. I'm going to move down the mirror a bit, so I honestly feel like I'm being watched. So I'm going to move down a bit, guys. Yeah, they've gone. There were two on at once, one either side of that white light, and then the right hand side one went out. Just the left hand side one, now they've both gone. Definitely somebody out there, I reckon. I'm wondering what that orange light is over there. It may look like sunset for this camera, but we're way past sunset. It's pretty pitch black now. Sunset's over an hour and a half ago. Just haven't noticed that before. Just walking back up the mirror a bit now, and then lights have gone. So there's definitely somebody out there with IR night vision equipment, that's my guess. Maybe. The thing is, if we didn't have night vision equipment, you wouldn't see that. But they have gone now. No, it's gone back out. There were two. There's the white light in the middle. You got IR lights on the and the foreign buildings, and then there were two which I'm presuming were IR lights. So two lights appeared. I'm going to keep my eye on that again, because is it somebody with a torch, headlight, IR light, possibly watching me, or who knows. Some weird things go on over these hills, guys. You think you're alone, but you're not. Let's get this IR light on, see what the difference that makes. Just focus it in a little, and that's better. So if anyone's watching me, I can watch them. And when you're on your own, you don't want to be spinning this camera on and see somebody stood there looking at you. Got two lights there, sheep. So I'm just checking with the IR light over the direction where I feel I'm being watched from. You can probably see my IR light now. Okay. They've gone anywhere. Checking out a very bright light. It's just appeared there. Very bright with the naked eye, especially with this camera. Look, we've got this electric. These electricity pylons are a bit of reference. There we go, guys, you can see the aviation light flashing now. You can easily be fooled by aircraft. We're 25 miles away from Manchester, and you do get them coming in, landing. There you go, you can tell. You can probably hear it as well. But when it's on the horizon coming in, it doesn't look like it's moving if it's moving towards you. Just above the plane, there we go, we've got two, what are probably satellites moving. Shooting star. Oh, so it's moving around, look there, guys. So a lot clearer skies tonight. They're cloudy earlier, but they're a lot clearer. Last two nights I've been out, you can just about make out the stars, but it's been very hazy up there. As you can tell tonight, a lot more visible. I see a bit of cloud around, but shooting star just went above it. Remember the meteor shower which is due to peak on the 12th of this month, and then it'll carry on for a few nights after that. I'll be out filming that, hopefully if it's clear. So again, I'll just walk back up the mirror, and them lights, remember, have gone. But you do get the feeling, I've said this in other videos, in this particular area you get the feeling you're being watched. And my guess is, there's people out there with IR cameras, farmer possibly, and there were two, I'm sure I was being watched there. It's a bit of an uneasy feeling when you're also on your own in the middle of nowhere. But I've got people who want to come with me. It hasn't been convenient for them just yet, and I will be letting people know where I'm going. So you're more than welcome. We've got equipment great, like I said, if you haven't you can borrow some. It will be a nice change for me to have some company. There we go, it's on again, guys. It's gone back off. I don't know, no idea. So it's still a bit hazy, you can see a little bit of cloud around, and it's not crystal clear. Well, it's best. It is better than it has been. A lot of people who record with Sionyx tend to zoom in when they see things crossing, but it does pixelate a lot really at night time. I did do on that object I saw the other day, but that was sort of twilight and it didn't pixelate as much, but at night time it does. So I'm not going to really zoom in unless I really get carried away with something I can't explain. What I've done tonight, I'm recording on 30 frames a second. That increases the exposure and the picture is a lot clearer. With the 60 frames a second, things aren't quite as bright. Even though it is smoother, we tend to get some very faint lines on the screen, but with the 30 frames a second it's a lot smoother. I should say a flatter screen, clearer screen without them lines on. And still smooth footage when you move the camera, it don't make much difference. But the lower frame rate, the higher exposure you've got, the more time for that light to hit them sensors. So if you do get a Sionyx record on 30 frames a second. I just thought that was just changing direction. Centre screen not like moving, but aside wheel and hand holding, I'll check that back. And over to the horizon there. So we'll probably start crossing, but like I said, I keep my eye on them. There's so many reports of these lights which people think are satellites stopping, changing direction, changing speed. That's what I'm after. So that's the Perseid meteor shower, is that how you pronounce it? Peaking on the 12th and 13th of this month. Quite a lot moving around up there, very faint. I got real bright, well, I'm going to call it a fireball more than anything last time. I realised I wasn't recording, so lesson learned with that one. Nothing with these Sionyx, the battery life is very good. I've been continually using this now for just over 2 hours and still plenty of battery left. One of the reasons for that, it doesn't have an inbuilt IR light which just take a lot of battery like a lot of the night vision binoculars do. I'm using an IR torch which I've fixed to this, which has its own separate battery. You can see the IR lights on the farm like I pointed out before. So they can see all the land at night. You can see there still some haziness, cloud around. You see it better there. Well, there are some clear nights coming up, so the forecast says. So I just moved right down off the moor towards the little village of Ricing Bridge, and that very bright light on top of the moors. I can only see that through this camera, guys. I can't see it. I can't see that with the eyes. Can't see that at all. It's like just walking down. So looking at that's the only lighting shot there, right? In the centre, bottom of the screen. That is on top of some mirrors at the other side of Rising Bridge. I cannot see it with the naked eye, only through this camera. The moon isn't up, certainly not the moon, I can't see it at all. So that could be, yet again, some bright IR light. It looks too bright for that, because that really does look. It's there, it's not moving, so it is possibly an IR light up on the hills of Not a very bright one. I'll check back on that after. Never noticed that before though. So you can probably tell I'm hand holding again. I'm actually lead on my back now. I find it more enjoyable than putting it on a tripod. And sometimes you see things quick, and if you're hand holding you can get the camera on it. But if you're on the tripod, sometimes it can take a bit longer. So it's not as steady, but I'll try my best. But I do prefer this way. Lots moving about. See two very faint lights up there moving. So this Perseid meteor shower, which peaks on the 12th and 13th of this month. They say you could be getting a good 60 shooting stars an hour, one a minute. So if it's clear for that, but I'll be spending an hour over these hills, seeing what we can film there. So we'll do some videos on the tripod. When I go down to Wales, I'll do some hand holding and I will set it on the tripod, because imagine if it was set in one particular spot like that. Dead still, no shaking, it should be a good view of what's up there. Bright one crossing up there. Another one crossing in front of it, behind it. Walking back up with it up here because I'm intrigued. Then IR lights. Oh, they're not there anymore. Yeah, like I said, I was recording 60 frames per second. I wasn't quite sure. I messaged a couple of people I know who's got Sionyx and said no, 30 frames. And they're alright, things are looking brighter and the screen's a lot smoother. Whereas with the 60 frames a second you got these flickering lines on the screen. Although with the 60 frames a second when you're moving the camera that's a lot smoother, but well, not a lot, slightly. But it's definitely better on 30 frames per second. Looks quite bright. We'll call them satellite moving over there. I've got the app with me. I'm not checking where every little light goes across. We'll check if something odd seems to be up there. So I'm taking it as a satellite. Another one just moving along, a lot fainter. Looks like there's a few more clouds rolling in over there, you can see they're coming in this direction. We're getting on for 2 o'clock in the morning, so I might call it night. Lots of clear nights coming up in the forecast. Almost on to Wales and rest of the coast down there. Usually do get it very clear. That's a plane up there. So nothing too unusual in the skies, but I definitely feel I was being watched, and I'm sure I've seen IR lights from a couple of cameras people are probably holding, I'm not sure, but they've gone now. Not sure, I thought that was a plane. It could be, yeah, I think so. Okay guys, that's it. Please do like, share, subscribe, absolutely brilliant stuff. Love coming out, filming these skies. Leave a comment, I'll always reply. If you've seen anything, let me know in the comments. I'll be back very soon filming more nights. You lot take care, speak soon.